Hello, my friends. I am here to talk to you today about vibrato and how to start your exploration of playing your violin or viola with vibrato. It's a really special step to take in your experience, and I hope that you're really proud of yourself for getting to this point where you're ready to start playing with vibrato. It is tricky to get started. There are a lot of exercises that I like to work on with my students, and I've noticed that it does take a lot of attention and careful practice. So if you're only practicing your vibrato exercises like once a week or in your lessons, it's going to take a lot longer to get it feeling comfortable and natural. But if you can commit a couple of weeks of practicing these exercises almost every day, maybe 4 or 5 times a week, then you should be playing with vibrato in just a couple of weeks, and it will feel so good. I remember the first time that I played a note with vibrato, and I freaked out, and I ran around my house playing this one note with vibrato to my whole family, and they were not that excited, but I was very excited. And yeah, it was a really special moment in my time playing my instrument. So I want to help you get there too. So let's do it. You should also know that this is a video that will break down every exercise and kind of explain how they work and what to look out for. But there is a different video if you already worked through these exercises with me. There's a separate video that you can just jump into, and we'll do the exercises for 6 minutes or so, and then I won't be breaking them down and explaining them as much. So if you're here for the first time, or you want to kind of figure a couple things out, this video will be more informational. But if you're just here to get your vibrato workout in, then there's a different video for that, which I'm sure is nearby somewhere on your screen. So keep an eye out. The very first couple of exercises that we do, we don't actually need your bow. So we can set our bow aside, and we're just going to work on our left hand. So the main goal throughout all of this is going to be playing with a relaxed hand and feeling very natural. We don't need fast vibrato pretty much ever, and we definitely don't need any tension in our hands. So the most important thing to be checking in with yourself is my hand relaxed? And is my hand moving as one unit? Okay, we're not focused on bending our wrist or wiggling our fingers. It's all going to be moving all the same, in the same shape. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, so the first exercise I like to do is gliding up and down the fingerboard with my left hand. So I'm coming up and back down. And I don't go very fast. I'm not pressing the string down at all, but I am touching the string. I'm kind of skating along the top of the string, but I'm not pushing down. And I'm trying to keep it as fluid as possible and not getting stuck on my way up or on my way down. So just back and forth. The other thing to pay attention to is your thumb. So normally thumb sits right here across from our fingers, but when we're doing this exercise, it starts here, but then it ends up traveling to the middle of the back of the neck into this little saddle spot. So the reason that we're traveling there is so that we can reach as far as we can to the top of the fingerboard. If our thumb is here, we can only reach so far, but if our thumb comes around a little bit, then we're able to reach a little bit higher. You don't want it to come over here. Just to here, you should be able to reach high enough. Okay, so if you're watching my thumb this time, you're gonna see it travels. And that helps a lot. So I would do that exercise for about a minute. Okay, so the next exercise is a hand tapping exercise. So you're going to take this part of your hand, the palm of your hand, and you're going to tap it up against the side of your instrument, right up here, this flat part. And I'm keeping my wrists straight. I'm keeping everything moving as one shape, and I'm just tapping super lightly, like I'm about to come up and hit myself in the face, but I'm doing it on my violin right here, really gently, back and forth. Just keep in mind that my hand needs to be in one big shape. I'm not going like this to tap. I'm not going side to side. I see that a lot. You're just going back and forth. I think this is the hardest part of any of the exercises. When you are ready, we will put a finger down onto the top of your instrument right here. And then we're going to practice doing that same motion, but our finger is stuck down. So it makes it a little bit harder. Actually makes it a lot harder. But again, I'm not bending my wrist, I'm not wiggling my fingers. I'm just going back and forth. This will take some time to kind of like hatch. It's not going to be this thing that feels really natural at first. We're going to switch between different fingers. And eventually, I think after a couple of days, you'll start to feel a little bit more familiar with this exercise. But just be really patient with yourself through all of this. So I would do that for about a minute or so, just alternating between fingers, trying to keep the hand motion going, but changing your fingers. And then the next exercise is kind of a combination of the two. So I call this one the helicopter landing. And what I end up doing is I start out with the glide up and down the fingerboard. And then I pick a spot that I want to land, and I start to kind of zoom in on it like I'm gonna land a helicopter. And then as I get to the spot with the finger that I want to stop on, I pinch the string down and I keep this going. So it's like I'm trying to do this, but my finger got stuck, you know? So let's do that again. We're gonna go up and down, big motion at first, as far as you can. Then pick a spot. This time I'm gonna do first finger, and I'm gonna land right here. And then I'm stuck, and I'm gonna keep this moving. And it can be slow like this. If it's a little bit faster, that's cool too. Okay, so do a couple helicopter landings. This one's kind of fun. Okay, so now we are ready to add the bow. The exercise that we're going to start with our bow is an exercise that does not sound pretty. And your family might hear you practicing and worry that you're getting worse, but I promise you're not getting worse. It's getting better. It's just gonna sound a little bit strange and probably not the way that you would want it to sound, but that's okay. That's what we're doing together. Okay, we're supposed to sound like this. So I'll show you what it sounds like first, and then I'll explain what I'm doing with my motions. So it's a little bit wacky, I know, but it's really fun to play, and focuses on keeping your hand relaxed. You can do it on any string that you want to, but I usually do it on the D string. So you're gonna start D, E, D, E. And then I'm gonna play another E, but I'm not gonna pinch the string down, and I'm gonna do a little mini glide back and forth. So you can see my hand's just gonna go like that. I'm not pinching, I'm just staying on top of the string. Okay, and remember that our hand is going to be one shape the whole time. Okay, so watch again. And then we go up to F sharp, up to G, Now, I'm going to tell you right now that nobody's pinky vibrato is their favorite finger to do vibrato with. It is so hard, but it needs the work. So don't get discouraged if it's your least comfortable finger to practice vibrato on. It's everybody's least favorite. Okay, so you'll go all the way up, just that exercise, and then we'll come back down. Same thing. Cool. So I would do that exercise every time that you practice, maybe for 2 weeks or so, and you'll know when you're ready to kind of try to pinch the string down, which is the last exercise that we're going to do. It's the exact same format of the exercise we just did, except we're actually going to pinch the string down and try to play with real vibrato. So it sounds like this. Now I pinch. 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 And pinch. Then we come back down. So those are all of the exercises that I'd like you to work on in the next few weeks. And I promise if you can really, really dedicate yourself to this work for just a few weeks, your playing is going to reach a whole new level and you are going to feel so good about the way that you sound. So be patient with yourself, but also push yourself and do your best to dedicate yourself to this work. And you're going to be so proud of yourself, and I'm going to be so proud of you too. So thank you so much for your hard work, and happy practicing. We'll talk soon.